Okay, today we're going to play some more Blue-White Flash. We played some of this yesterday. It really impressed me. We got a 4-1 with it yesterday. I've tweaked some things, and I'm hoping in that those tweaks can make it even better. Excited to play some more games with it. Thank you for those cheers, Nucleo. Nucleo taking over the lead in the bit race. Yeah, you can win with Teferi Ultimates. We did that yesterday. Teferi Ultimates are like very realistic in this deck, since you do have a fair amount of removal and interaction. But like, you don't go really like full control. You're not able to go quite that far. You do have enough interaction with your opponent to like play a controlling game sometimes when you need to, though. I think I'm going to keep this. It's a bit awkward with all these tap plans, but we've got like a decent curve of spells. Settle will help us catch up if we fall behind. Hey there, Alessia. Hope you're doing well. Ooh, this is the mono green deck. Okay, Settle's going to be great in this matchup. Thanks. I'm hoping it goes well. Right, we really want to find an untapped land in the next couple draw steps. Then we can play like one of these next turn, and then have Settle on turn 4. We do have a lot of tap lands this game, for sure. Yeah, new standard has been pretty fun. There's been a lot of control decks, was like the one concern. We're playing against control a lot, and we're playing against this mono green deck a lot. Ooh. That's scary. We get to cast Seal away on it though. I think I'm quite interested in sealing that 7/7 away before it starts hitting us. Not going to take any risks, just going to get it out the way immediately. Obviously it being in play might make our opponent cast something different to trigger and untap it, but kinda just don't want to take any risks. Like they might have a blossoming defense to protect it. We really want another land next turn. We can crew the caravan or cast another vehicle. Okay. What are the mono green payoffs? Gauta's one of the big ones. Gauta's really good in their deck. They also get to have really consistent mana elves because they always have untapped green mana on turn 1, which lots of the 2-color decks don't get access to. Uses all abilities until end of turn, so this would still just be a 2/2. Guess we just pass the turn here. If we hit the 4th land, we're in a really good spot. We've got lots of like removal and interaction coming up. Just need to buy ourselves some time. Gauta's been really scary, actually. It's done a lot of work when I've seen it in play. The other big payoff, of course, is the 5/4 Steel Leaf Champion or something. It's like their deck is much more able to cast it than a 2-color deck would be. I've seen lists like with a very light blue splash, so they can have sideboard negates. That's a thing I've seen as well. Keyword big is terrifying when it has trample. Yep. Yeah, Steel Leaf Champion is just huge. Wonder what they are doing over there. Well, that's a pretty good use of a turn. Makes it hard for us to cast our Trickster onto this board. Means they can crew one of their vehicles. Yeah. I almost wonder if I meant to tap the Caravan of the Trickster here, just to buy myself a little time. Buys us 5 life and uses 2 counters up off the Ballista. Like, we kind of just need to buy time until we hit land drops, right? Oh no, they get to crew the heart. If I tap the Caravan, they just crew the heart. So I just have to let it attack me? Yeah. That's really awkward. And I'm having 2 vehicles like that. I think I'm still going to cast this. It forces them to use up a counter. Now that they've attacked. It forces them to use up 2 counters, and we kind of just have to use our mana and hope to hit a 4th land for, like, these next turn. Interesting. What do I target here? I don't think it makes any difference, right? So I should just target the... If I target the Caravan, there's more of a chance they let me block the Llanowar Elves, I guess. Whereas if I target the Ballista, they just obviously kill this in response. Yeah. I think it makes 0 difference what I target. Okay, we drew the 4th land, which is amazing. So now we can threaten to settle some wreckage. They can't actually crew any of their vehicles that easily. If they crew just the 1 vehicle, we get to commit it to, like, time walk them, which is really nice. Another Caravan. Yeah, for sure. There's lots of white and black removal that deals with Gauta cleanly. I would agree with you about that. I guess I just Wizards retort this. Like, I'm not convinced this is the best thing to be doing, but it's really popular online because it's so budget. And, like, perfectly reasonable. By countering this, it means they don't have the 4th mana to level up Ballista too, which is nice. Okay, Steel Leaf Champion. That's really terrifying, so now they hit us down to 8. Land is very good though. Okay, so we just pass with Settle and commit up. If they attack with just 1 creature, we can commit it. If they attack with lots, we can settle. And then if we hit a 6th land next turn, we have Gearhulk settle up to deal with a 2nd attack. And the Gearhulk itself just blocks really well against their creatures as well. I don't know. Gauta's looked pretty terrifying when I've played against it. The thing I've found happening is you have to, like, use your early black removal on this. Or, like, their Verdurous Gearhulks. So, when the Gauta fight comes down, you often just don't have removal left for it. Unless you're playing, like, a dedicated control deck. In which case, it's a lot less scary. But in, like, mid-range brawls, it ends up really dominating. Hey there, Apology. We 3-2'd with Snake, and now we're playing some Flash. It's pretty much what's up. Getting kinda smushed by this green deck, but if they make a couple missteps here, we could claw our way back. Was Elves good in Snake? It was not. It was quite unexciting. It was, like, fine, but I wouldn't put it in that version of Snake again anyway. I imagine that going black-green to gain access to consistent Llanowar Elves is not worth it, based on the games we had. Jeez. Verdurous Gearhulk. That's a big one. I can just dump the counters on the Ballista, and that would, like, be kind of heartbreaking. Just make a huge Ballista. Yes, we have to let this resolve, because otherwise we're going to die to them just attacking us. But It's obviously pretty scary. Yeah, they make a 5/5 ballista. Oh my god, Zeratal, that's so rough. Are those like Lyras or something? I know Lyras are incredibly expensive at the moment. Yeah, I hate Magic Finance. I find it all very silly. Alright. This kind of gives us a chance. We get to settle 2 creatures. If they just attacked with the 1 creature, we'd be in a real awful spot. Alright, we need a 6th land. Untapped land. Not quite the dream. I guess I'm just like dead, right? Basically just dead. I'll pass the turn, but this isn't looking good. Did I make any updates? Yeah, I made a few small updates. I cut a couple lands for Meandering Rivers because we were having real big colour issues. I added a 3rd Teferi to the main deck because that card really overperformed yesterday. And I put a Fragmentize on the sideboard because we've been playing against lots of vehicles in various different decks online. Like in this matchup, the Fragmentize is going to be pretty great. I need them to attack with the Ballista, I guess. I don't know. See what they do. Actually, attacking the Ballista is bad for me, right? Because I can't get Hawk, yeah. That sucks. Now I can like commit one of these and I die to the other. Oh, 2 Khan and 4 History. History of Benalia's really shot up in price. That game was kind of rough. What did I cut? I cut the, there was the Into the Royal variant. I ended up cutting that. Whatever it's called, Blink of an Eye. Kinda want to cut these Tricksters. I feel like that's not really what these games are about. The 2/2 doesn't really brawl with their creatures very well. And then like maybe... what else do we cut? Maybe a Wrath or 2. And we just turn into like very controlling deck. It could also just be that we cut like a couple Histories. Do something like this. Just like become really controlling. Actually, they have lots of vehicles. We want the Sorcerer Spyglass too against their vehicles. Like we still have some mid-rangey stuff, which is nice. But I think all this stuff just doesn't play well against mono green. I'm going to cut the Wrath, another Wrath maybe. It's really nice being able to play at instant speed though. I worry that cutting another History like drives our curve up too high. It's probably fine. We're going to be on the play and we can see how this feels. You kind of play History of Benalia just as like kind of like a mini Gideon ally of Zendikar is the best description. You just get your 2/2/2s out of it. And you get like a bit of damage and pressure out of it. You don't need the Knight synergies to get a good deal out of History of Benalia. Just like getting 2/2/2s and getting some damage in off the Anthem that you get for a turn is like enough for it to be good. We'll go first. Alright, sounds fine. Seal our way into Wizard's Retort seems perfectly reasonable. Llanowar Elf. Sure. Ooh, they have black in their deck for like duresses maybe? Alright, obviously we could seal away the elves, but I'm going to save this for the champion. I'm just trying to keep the board clear enough for Lyra to be great. I'd say it's better than Hodling Outburst. We're just going to take this. I just want to hold up Wizard's Retort this turn. Obviously we could seal away this, but we can do that next turn. This Lyra is hopefully going to be amazing. Oh my god, Scrap Heap Scrounger. Disgusting. Well, we're getting kind of punished for not just seal or wailing their 5/4 and not taking combat damage. Okay. If we draw our 5th land though, this Lyra is going to be amazing. Yeah. I'm a bit scared. I'm a bit scared that we're not going to draw our 5th land again. Like 26 lands. Can never draw any. Lose to the mopey green deck. We've got Wrath to block their 1/1s there, and we've got Retort to counter anything big. So we're not in the worst position. If we take all this damage so we can hold up Retort, we go to 9, and then we can flash in Wrath if they don't do anything. Another Scrounger, we are not countering that. Alright, I'm gonna eat one of their 1/1s with my Wrath. I have to get through them at some point. Land. Yes. Good deck. Oh my god. I'm so happy. So happy about this Lyra. This Lyra is going to be gas. Is Baneslayer Angel with Flash good? Would you describe Baneslayer with Flash as a good Magic card? Oh, and then we get to like play Teferi, untap 2 lands to hold up Retort, potentially. I'm so excited. Seems decent. It seems kinda decent. Oh, is this a Ballista? I might have to counter the Ballista, sadly. I probably have to counter the Ballista. It means I'm taking 6, but then I can flash in Lyra next turn. I think this is a bit too good. Maybe it's fine. I still get to like hit them with Lyra and play Teferi and plus to hold up Retort. It's kind of awkward. Like we're going to go to 4 here and then we're just dead to another Ballista realistically. Baneslayer with Flash, mediocre at best. That's how I was feeling at this exact moment in time. I guess I could just let this resolve. It's still going to be really hard for them to fight through my Lyra, right? Ballista's annoying, but we still get to go Lyra into Teferi. It's going to be really hard for them to fight through all that. Awesome, they get to kill Wrath, but they lose their Ballista in the process. I am very happy trading my Wrath for their Ballista. This is amazing. It's like so good for me. Means I just get to play Teferi now. I don't have a Wizard, I guess, so I can't hold up Retort after Teferi. So maybe it's safer just to like pass the turn with Retort up. I feel like playing Teferi is pretty great though. If I hit a land I get to hold up Retort as well. And they can't kill Teferi. I guess they have to attack with everything to kill Teferi. And I gain 5 life and it's like eating a Scrounger or an elf and used up most of their turn. I'm gonna do this. I'm not convinced it's correct, but I think not using my mana very well seems pretty bad to me. And like Teferi can help dig us towards our 6th land, so we can start double spelling. Like, it's obviously a bit risky playing out the Teferi, but it also makes our board very threatening. Attack with it. I want the Lyra to protect my Teferi, make their attacks worse. I feel like. Like, having the Lyra on defense just makes their attacks on Teferi really awkward, because they lose a creature to take Teferi down. Also forces them to attack with both their Llanowar elves, which gives them less mana this turn. Because if they only attack with like 2 Scroungers and an elf, or 2 Scroungers, we keep Teferi alive. Kind of curious what our opponent has here. They're certainly tanking about it. Okay. So they're going to attack Teferi with everything. This match is being a bit closer than it needs to be, but it's been feeling okay. I know Dave was crushing with it on his stream. Yeah, they're attacking Teferi with everything. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to take down a Llanowar elf, I think, since the Scroungers can just return anyway. This Ballista's pretty good against the Llanowar elves. But hey, this is pretty good as well. Jeez. Strong card. I have the plus though, or else it dies to my Lyra on board. And even if they plus, we can kill it with Ballista. So this is fine. So you can have the forest. Team name, current draft format. Oh my god, that's amazing, Dom. That's a kind of decent draw, I think. So we have to kill Khan here. Then we can play Ballista on 2 and kill their elf and the Khan. Let's just play Ballista on 1 and hold up Counterspell, and then we probably can't ever lose. That seems fine too. I like not ever losing. Alright, let's attack Khan. I think I'm just going to do Ballista on 1. I mean, just holding up Counterspell sounds amazing this turn. Tell that to, oh my god. Ballista in history? No, I'm just gonna hold up Counterspell. We're ahead on board, there's no need to slam history here. Alright, now end of their turn. They can eat a Scrounger. Untapped land. Awesome. So I can play Teferi. Plus untap 2 lands. Hold back Lyra to block. And just get drawing cards. Have my counterspell up still. Baneslayer Angel is kind of ludicrous, George. Like, kind of ridiculous. Mega Deece. I would describe Baneslayer Angel as Mega Deece. I agree with you, Dom. Alright, they can't attack. They apparently don't have anything. We're just going to keep drawing cards, because that sounds amazing. Cast History. Attack for 5. Now we can, like, seal the Scrounger and still have Counterspell up. The Scarab God, yeah. Why would you play Scarab God when you can play Teferi? Teferi's just, like, much better, I think. I've been really impressed with this card. They play their Scarab God, you play your Teferi and tuck the Scarab God. And they just can't ever win anymore. I'm not convinced the COA is correct, but I'm also not convinced it really matters at this point. Okay. I can cycle the farmland. Kind of awkward. They had all these vehicles game 1, and yet they've just like disappeared this game when we have this pile of like Forsake the Worldlies and Fragmentizers and Spyglasses in our deck. What's the flavor text on Wizard's Retort? Oh, that isn't snarky at all, is it? That's really, really disappointing. Maybe this like third history just wants to be another Wrath. Like, Wrath helps pressure Khan too. I almost wonder if we want the gates, honestly. I know they're like a mono green creature deck, but we've seen Caravan, Heart, and Khan. We're at the point where the gate could be decent too. I wonder. I'm like kind of scared of Khan as well. Kind of scared of Khan. I'm like, the history of Dominaria is just not amazing in this matchup. I guess I'm just gonna run this back there. I can see this. I can see it being correct just to have this be in a gate. I think it's pretty close. I like having some stuff that plays to the board, obviously. Okay, this hand is very in on Fumigate, but they have some draws that are very weak to Fumigate. Why keep Commit Memory? It's just like versatile, it's pretty good with Gearhulk. If they like put some counters on something with a Verdurous Gearhulk, we can reset it. 3 Wraths, I know, right? This hand is like almost mono Wraths. Oh my gosh. So this hand doesn't have much early interaction. We could just die. It's also a bit weak to vehicles. Could also die to that. Hey, strictly better farmland to play on turn 1. Watch them duress us and take the fumigate. Oh, there's the caravan that we saw game 1. Yes, we're probably going to need all these lands, so I should just play out my tap land. It's fine, we gain life off fumigate, we'll be fine. That's the hope. I mean, they don't seem to have a Khan, so that's good for us. Khan would be disgusting. Is this the 5-4? It's a heart. Yeah. This game is not going optimally. We knew this was the risk when we kept this hand. Planar cleansing or something. Oh my gosh. There are some of those in standard at the moment. As his Ruinous Blast does not hit Heart of Kira and George. So they can hit us for 7. And then we're on a virtual 6 because of the ballista. Yeah, we almost needed a Settle the Wreckage that turn. Well, probably losing this. Kind of need them to attack with the caravan, so we can seal it away. Don't know if we even live then. We just die then potentially as well. All our options are like kind of suboptimal. Might just have to like chump with the Wrath maybe, depending on how they attack. Obviously it's awkward that they can return Scrounger. Still seems like I need more early interaction, yeah. The games where you board out the Tricksters, it gets kind of awkward. Like your curve's so high. For sure. Maybe the deck wants... Maybe we should have just brought in like a couple of negates, even. Like, we knew they had this part of the deck, it was just weird they didn't draw any of it last game. We need to keep the curve lower on the draw, yeah, I could see that being the case. Even just having a history of Dominaria on turn 3 to like gain us like 8 to 10 life would have been actually really good. Just to buy time until the Fumigate and until we can get like our Baneslayer in play. I think we do just have to keep some histories in on the draw. Like maybe get some Teferis or something. That would be amazing, Dom. Magic needs more seals. Alright, they get to crew both vehicles, which is pretty strong. This is really weird. So they're not crewing the caravan. Might mean they have a blossoming defense, I don't know. I think I'm gonna seal away the Scrounger so they don't have a creature to crew the vehicles with necessarily. And then we're gonna fumigate and just hope they don't have anything. Hope they do not have anything resembling a magic card in their hand. If we seal away the Scrounger, it means they can't return it to crew a vehicle. It's Might just mean they have blossoming defense. Okay. So the ballista's gonna put us to 2 essentially, because we're gonna gain 1 life out of the deal. I guess maybe we could have cast Wrath. If we cast Wrath and chump the heart, we could then cast Baneslayer this turn. And then if we'd cast Wrath, chumped the heart, we could have cast Baneslayer this turn. And then they'd be able to put a counter on this and kill us. No, they'd be able to put 1 counter on this, but that wouldn't kill us. Yeah, you assume they were trying to dodge Settle? I think so. I think I was meant to just cast Wrath and chump the heart. I think that was really bad. Oh, what am I doing? I'm stupid. Ignore me. That was really bad. I was talking about curving into Lyra, and I clicked on Lyra by accident as a result. I think I'm dying there anyway, though. If I Fumigate and they have any free power creature, they crew one of these and kill me. If they have Ballista, yeah, I know, I should have cast Fumigate. I'm aware of this. Sorry. If they have any free power creature or any Ballista, they kill me. I was tilting slightly because I should have just cast Wrath and chumped. And it seems like really obvious in retrospect. If I cast Wrath and chump and cast Lyra, I'm not dead on board to the Ballista. And then Lyra keeps their creatures at bay. Gives me a chance at actually winning this. That was rough. I think George is right. We need to keep our curve lower when we're on the draw. Even just like chumping with History of Dominaria tokens, that game would have gained us a lot of life and gained us a lot more leverage with our sweepers. No, I had all the settles in the deck, Chaos. I had 3 settles in the deck post-board for both games. Settle's like the best card in the matchup. Yeah, obviously I was meant to cast Fumigate that turn. I was aware of it when I was clicking as well. I just clicked on Baneslayer because I was talking about Baneslayer so much, because I was talking through what the correct line would have been. Which is fine. You have an Azor avatar now. Living up to your title, George. Living up to your title. This hand's quite strong. Might not be good enough against Fetid Pools though. The Fetid Pools matchups tend to be pretty rough game 1 and then pretty good post-board. Because post-board we get lots of counter magic. Or maybe they're Snake. Oh, they're actually just Snake. They're actually just playing a bad deck instead of a control deck. Okay. Sounds pretty good against Snake. Get to counter a Hydra, and we have COAs for the small stuff. I think we want to try and save the counter for a Hydra or Hadana's Climb if we can. Brontodon. Interesting. I don't think that matters. We can just seal it away later. Sure. How did my Sneck playing go? We ended up going 3 and 2 with it, and the deck was thoroughly unexciting. And I would not play Llanowar Elves in my Winding Constrictor deck. It seemed really bad. I could just seal away this to buy tempo, but I think the 2/2 is going to be pretty irrelevant as the game goes on. So I'm just gonna let it stay in play. We can take 5 here and then end of the turn. Seal away the Brontodon if they've not cast a Hydra or Hadana's Climb that we want to counter. Or a Scarab God, of course. Right, that one we are countering, because that card is not beatable. That is their good card. We take 5 here, which is fine. I'm wondering if I just cast Lyra. If they contempt her, that's pretty sad. If they don't contempt her, she probably wins the game, which is pretty good. Sure. I just want to do this. Get our Angel in play. Baneslayer Angel's pretty good. If they contempt her, we end up taking 5 again, which is not ideal. But if they Baneslayer Angel, a card which involves risk. No ETB trigger, yep, pretty much. Incoming Chupacabra. Prove Patrick Sullivan right. No! I hate Herdana's Climb so much. At least we're pretty good at answering these creatures with 2 COAs and a Settle. Yeah, we still have the Tricksters in the deck. Donkey Kong. What is your score now? We're 0-1 at the moment. We ended up losing round 1 to Mono Green Stompy. Which is like, not my proudest moment, I guess. Alright, this is pretty good. You can attack for 5. Then next turn we have Settle up. Turn after we'll have Gearhulk Settle. Potentially. Or Gearhulk Retort. If they attack with just 1 creature, we get to seal it away. Reset the claim counters. This card is so terrifying. It's like, I don't know, after playing that black-green version, I can't imagine not just splashing for this. You have the new lands as well, you have Woodland Cemetery, and Hinterland Harbour to make your mana better. Which seems really relevant. I wonder if we could have played tap land on turn 4. Yeah, that was my thinking, Dom. It's like possible we want to cycle the tap land. The only situation in which we even need the 6th mana is if you draw one of the 2 Gearhulks. And drawing gas is pretty good for us. Admittedly, having Gearhulk up this turn would be amazing, but like, it wouldn't even be that amazing. We kind of want to get the Brontodon off the board before we cast Gearhulk, because otherwise we can just never terminate the Brontodon cleanly. Oh, I didn't update the deck list on the stream, did I? I should do that. I should update your Stream Decker a sec. Export Blue-White Jessup. Should update Stream Decker. Another Brontodon. That's actually really obnoxious. Just updating Stream Decker a sec. Because we can never get both the Brontodons underneath COAs. We like have to use Settle on this one, ideally. I guess they could put a counter on this, and then they get to attack into Wrath. Still flashing everyone? Yep, pretty much freed. Pretty much. I think I'm just gonna do this anyway. I could just seal this away. They get it back with this Brontodon. I don't know. Does this even matter that much? I could just seal it away. Opponent has a counter. Could. So seal away first. I'm not sure I understand Chippy. This is game 1, so they probably don't have negates in their deck. The problem with sealing away first is that whenever we kill this Brontodon, they get this one back. Just take it, you win the race. That's reasonable, and then we keep holding up Settle. I don't know, I kind of like sealing it away. And then next turn I can like tap out for Gearhulk counterspell without having to settle if I want. Seal is new formatting. Oh, so if they kill in response to the trigger, still gets damage in. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I think this is fine. There's like some amount of motivation to actually try and deal with our board and their board and keep our life total decent, because otherwise if our Lyra ever dies we can't win the game anymore. Awesome. This is so good for us. So good for us. Now they have no pressure again, other than like this being a free off the Hidana's Climb or whatever. This is great. Got him, I know, right? Yeah, you were right about the templating. I hadn't thought about that. The fact that it's new templating means opponent just wants to sack instantly, which means it works way better for us. Because we don't end up with with one of the Brontodons trapped underneath the seal and the other one able to kill the seal later on. This is so good. Now we have a Settle and like a counterspell / settle in hand. And the Gearhulk's threatening to just kill them out of nowhere too, depending on what they do. Alright. Let's attack for 5. Put them to 9. So if they like just cast a big derpy creature, we get to go Gearhulk counterspell. And then they'd like possibly just have to chump the Gearhulk, which is really good for us. And they're still just dead to the Lyra and 2. Cycling a land? Yep. Cycle lands are so good. It's really hard to justify playing a deck that doesn't have cycle lands. Like that was one of the other downsides when we were playing the black-green Constrictor deck earlier. Just not having cycle lands felt so rough. Alright, they're going to attack here. It's pretty good for us. It means they can't chump with the Servant. I think I don't care about this, right? Just want to keep Gearhulk in hand for a better creature or for Contempt. More importantly, need to be able to counter Contempt here. What's your overall record of the deck? We 4-1'd yesterday, and we are what are we today? We're 0-1 today, so we're like 4-2. So like decent, but not amazing. I almost wonder if I let this resolve. Like, their board still doesn't do anything. But getting them to chump the Gearhulk is really nice. I think I'm just going to protect my Lyra with the Gearhulk. I think if they don't have Contempt, we just like easily win the game with the Lyra. So just holding up Counterspell is probably pretty amazing. target creature you control. Yeah, so they're not going to have 2 counters on this. So they can't block, like, flip this to start blocking. Yeah, Baneslayer Angel is a very, very dumb, George. Baneslayer Angel is a hell of a magic card. Is this a ballista? Got bad news. I have bad news for you. We could even just let them kill the Lyra and they would die to our Gearhulk anyway. But yes, this is technically correct and also more demoralizing. That was kind of dreamy. Jeez. 4 attacks here, yeah. That was kind of nasty. I guess I want this stuff. None of the rest of this is that exciting. How relevant has Rivulet been? It's done like a couple things in the 6 matches. We've like milled an approach away from an opponent. We've also milled ourselves when we didn't have any spells for Gearhulk to flashback, and we like milled a retort into the yard for the Gearhulk. And it's not cost us any life yet, so... Wait. Baneslayer Angel. Baseslayer Angel. That's better, George. Baseslayer Angel. I guess we cut the Tricksters here. They're very, like, small ball. Although, they can block Siphoner. That's kind of adorable. Huh. What do we cut then? I guess we could cut a couple of them. I think I want to keep a couple in because they block Siphoner so nicely, though. We can cut a History. Can the mana not support Field of Ruin? No. You're really colour intensive. You have Trickster and History of Dominaria early on in the curve. So, your colours are like really pressured as a result. You need to get 2 more cards. I quite like Ballista versus Siphoner. See, just like trimming on some of the 4-ofs. Is there any room for Field of Ruin or Memorial of Genius? I think Field of Ruin would just make the mana worse. I kind of like Memorial of Genius. My only concern is we already have like 6 tap plans because I'm playing these 2 Meandering Rivers. So it's like finding room for it. And you use a lot of your mana a lot of the time. So I'm not sure how often it would even come up that you'd get to sack the Memorial. But I could see Memorial being decent. I guess we do something like this. That seems fine. Could almost see removing a Teferi on the draw, since we're not like as well equipped to protect Teferi. This is probably an awkward keep against their deck because Settle is so good against them. It's definitely worse than Fumigate against them. Obviously, this hand has some problems, but I think it's a keep. Alright. Just need to draw some early game now. We've drawn some payoff for having a bunch of mana. Teferi is pretty good with the Memorial lands, that's true. Helps you with the extra mana. Or some other 2-2. I'm not convinced we'd be keeping like a different 2-2 in the matchup though. And I think Trickster is much better against the control decks. I don't know. I've been happy enough with the Tricksters. I wouldn't say I've been impressed with them, but they felt like decent. I'm going to keep this Forsaken hand. I think Hadana's Climb is the scariest card in their deck. Keeping a Forsaken hand seems pretty reasonable to me. Hydra. Oh, we have to settle the wreckage at least, so we can deal with this. Yeah, I really like the Tricksters. They overperform. Turning on counterspell being a removal / beta split card, yep. Those are big things. Being able to like pass your turn and end of the turn it against a control opponent is really nice as well. And like it randomly trades with a bunch of creatures. It like gets to trade with Siphoner, which is really nice. This is probably getting negated. And we get to hope they don't have a second negate next turn. Alright, just gonna hope they don't have a second negate. Because if they do, we're in big trouble. Yes, then we get to Gearhawk and try and settle again, but they get to kill our Gearhawk with the Brontodon that way. Let's hit on his climb. Let that resolve. Kinda orc. I'm gonna settle this. It means that we can Gearhawk next turn. Because they won't have the Brontodon in play to kill our Gearhawk. So I think it's actually kind of relevant getting that out of the way. Oh my god, these lands. This could be a tough game to win with all these lands. Combos with COA, yep, that comes up a fair bit too. Getting to tap their creature. Like if they have a Scarab God, it means you can seal away the Scarab God, because obviously they're never attacking with it. I guess I forsake this turn now. They get to attack me with the Gearhawk with their Hydra, but I think that's fine. I get their Hidana's climb out the way. They are good looking lands. They're quite nice lands. You're right about that, Dom. Alright, they see my Gearhawk. They know they're getting settled next turn. Why respond there? Because I'm down. I have 3 lands in hand, George. I have so few cards. I have to get value out of the cards I have. I can't just let them duress away my Forsake and be down like another card. Yeah, because otherwise the Forsake goes to the bin, and I have 3 lands in hand. I'm so far behind on cards. I can't afford just to lose my Forsake and get nothing out of it. Like, I take some damage, but I can just Gearhawk settle next turn. I could be greedy and play Lyra. I think I'm just going to pass with my Gearhawk up. It means they're not going to attack. But means they're not going to attack. And they don't actually kill me with the Hydra at the moment if they have the removal. Whatever. Whatever. Cast my stupid angel. I could have cycled Forsake to hit another land, this is true. Chupacabra. 100%. 100% getting Chupacabra'd. If we don't though, probably win the game. Have our Base Slayer Angel in play. Slayer of Bays. It's very hard to race a Base Layer Angel when you know your opponent has a Settle the Wreckage in hand. Opponent is tanking, which means they do not have an answer to Base Layer, which is good. Unsummon would be insane, it would actually be quite good, yes. Is this a Ballista? No, they're just pumping the Hydra to make us chump. Okay. Fell into the onboard trick. Cool. Yeah, you're right, Chaos. You're right. This is fine. I gained some life out the deal. You're right, though. That was not great. That was not my best moment. This league I've been just punting horribly. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm never going to get to seal away anything because they're just going to leave the Glint Sleeve untapped during... Wait, I should seal away the Hydra because then they don't get to draw cards with the Siphoner. If I seal away the Hydra, they don't get to draw any cards with the Siphoner. You think you would have still played the Lyra? Yeah, it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough. If I seal away the Hydra, gets rid of their energy. Just like, I can't afford to let them just draw 2 cards off this. I feel like I can attack with a glint, and then I can just settle it, and they just have a 4/3. They're not attacking into Gearhulk to settle, but they get to draw so many cards with this. Like, this is just a 4/3 if they don't find a Hadana's Climb. Or more energy. I guess it's a 5/4. So they need 2 more energy. This is going to provide one of them. It's just losing without negate. Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. This is kind of tough. I'm not really sure what's right. Not really sure what's right here. It stops them drawing a card this turn though. And they're still in a really awkward position versus Gearhulk Settle, which is nice. We just need to draw a Haymaker in the next couple turns to pair with our Gearhulk. Wow, they just let us take the Hydra. That was unexpected. They just want to draw cards more than keep their Hydra in play. That worked out. You could say that worked out in our favour. People doubted the COA. Alright, I 100% just have to settle this glint sleeve. It feels like a waste, but I can't actually afford to let them keep drawing cards with it. I'm just going to fall too far behind if I do. I still get a 5/6 out of the deal. I like path to exile their creature and get a 5/6. Seems kind of great to me. Alright, another land. Is this a Ballista finally? Carnage. Tyrant. Yeah? That's a big dino. You know, I'm kind of missing that set of the wreckage that was in our yard earlier. Jeez. If we draw any creature, we get to block it down next turn though. So it's certainly not the end of the world. Like literally any creature lets us block this down, I guess. And the if near dead lands changes that equation. Cool. So we can now double block the Carnage Tyrant and we get to keep one of our creatures. Even if they if near dead lands, we have 9 toughness to their 7 power. So they trade like the Carnage Tyrant for our base layer. We've got Wizard's Retort up. There's a layer of protection as well. So we're in a pretty good spot here, I think. And both of us are in top decking mode, I think. Okay, now we're in true top decking mode. Both empty-handed. Our board is like slightly better than our opponent's, but it's also more vulnerable because a single removal spell potentially does us in. No whammies, please. No Ballistas, no Contempts, no Planeswalkers, no Hadana's Climb. We have to double block. This probably means they have a contempt. But we have to double block. We can't not double block. Oh my god. That's so gross. That's so gross. Yep. They're 100% attacking next turn. There's no point trying to rep settle. Oh, that game was kind of sad. Carnage Tyrant. I feel like Carnage Tyrant's not that big a problem for our deck. We have like 5 answers to it, kinda 7. Kinda 9 even with the commits. So I'm not too worried. I think on the play I might be able to cut the Tricksters for more histories. Trickster's very nice against specifically Siphoner, but History's pretty good against Siphoner. History's better going long as well. The match becomes quite grindy. I think we need these Forsakes just to not die to Hadana's Climb. Yeah, I think this is good. This is good. Alright, we would like to go first. Sure, and we'll keep this hand. I'm kind of iffy on playing this turn 1, but yes, I'm going to do it. I guess I could wait a turn. Wait 1 turn and playing it next turn probably doesn't hurt me. If I draw a land, then I can just cycle it instead. Spend like my second turn cycling. Okay, cool. Drawing another 4-drop just makes me want to play the land out. Please no Siphoner. Yeah, they have the good creature. Okay. They have the creature in their deck that actually does something. I could hold up Wizard's Retort, but I have the Settle the Wreckage to catch up. So I think I'm just gonna slam my History of Dominaria here. Since the 2/2s will be able to block the Siphoner pretty well. Once we have a second one of them. It means they're going to get a card off the Siphoner, but we don't have any way to stop that regardless. Jeez. Maximum punishment for not holding up Retort. They've now cast their 2 best magic cards back to back, which is going to make this really tough. You get to hit them for 2 here, and then hold up Settle, I guess. Having to settle just their Siphoner or nothing else is gross though. I don't know. Hopefully we don't have to. Hopefully the Knights can double block it down. Even then, we lose both our Knights, which sucks. I don't really know what I do if they just go to combat and attack. Like, obviously we double block as like a start, but I almost feel like we need these Knights to be racing their Hadana's Climb, you know? I almost feel like we need these Knights in play. I'll get to hit them for 8 next turn, down to 9. And then have a pretty fast clock. think I'm just going to let this hit me. They only have one energy, so they can't actually draw a card next turn, regardless. If we like trade the knights for the Siphoner though, and then retort their creature, you would double block then settle. That's fair. You just want to get the Siphoner out of play no matter what. And then like these are going to get pumped next turn by the history, so they're going to be able to attack through whatever our opponent plays that they can block with. Okay. Just like cast our Path to Exile. I'm not in love with it, but I think you might be right. I don't think we can afford to trade off the knights. I think we need the knights to apply some pressure. Like, even if the knights don't go all the way. Oh, if they negate this, that's great. Because we get a negate out their hand as well as dealing with the Siphoner. Obviously losing the knight sucks, but it uses up most of their turn on this negate potentially. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Now they can play another 2. They don't even have another 2. Jeez. We lose our knights, but they just have no creatures in play now. And we're really well equipped to deal with their creatures now, with another removal spell in hand. Okay. Constrictor. Interesting. I'll just let that resolve. That's not one of the scarier creatures. It's just like a 2/3. Gains a lot of counters from Hadana's Climb, but dies just like everything else. Yeah, another removal spell is great. Just like mono removal over here. If they attack with the Constrictor without playing out another creature, then their Hadana's Flame flips and stops giving them incremental advantage. Yeah, this is good for us. The flip side of Hadana's Climb is actually a lot less scary than the front side when we're on such a high life total. So I'm pretty happy with this. I'm just going to seal this away. I guess I could wait until after we've gone to blockers and they've had a chance to activate this before doing this. There's no world in which they actually activate this here. Negate. Okay. Interesting. I did know that, apology. Thank you. I'm just going to take this. Taking the 6 is awkward because it makes this card much scarier. The flip side of this. But if they don't play another creature, we get to seal away end of turn. And if they do play another creature, we get to fumigate. So like either way, I think taking this works out pretty well for us. Oh my god, apology. You great. Ooh, we get to kill 2 creatures with our Fumigate. I'm so excited. They then get to play something on an empty board with us not having mana up, which is scary, but as long as it isn't a Hydra, I think we're in a really good spot now. Or like a Planeswalker, I guess. Scarab God, whatever. There are things that get us here, but Hydra's scary, but we've got this Settle. If we draw a land, we can even play around a counterspell. Yeah, this is great. Sadly, them not drawing lands is actually kind of awkward for us. It means they have at least 4 spells in hand. Okay, they have exactly 4 spells in hand. Which is like somewhat terrifying. I think I just take this. I've got Settle for next turn. With Counterspell backup. If they play another creature. That's annoying. Eat through some of my yard. I'll take away my Settle the Wreckage so I can't flash it back with a Gearhulk. Yep. Huh. So we play Teferi plus, we can hold up Settle, but then we lose the game to a single negate. I think I'm going to pass the turn with Settle plus counter up, and then hopefully we can sneak down Teferi next turn, depending on how things go. Another Hadana's Climb, huh. That's fine, right? Because we can deal with their creatures at the moment pretty well. I guess they figure this gives them a lethal board with negate backup if they attack with both their critters. Yeah. So as long as they only have the one counterspell here, then this should win the game. If they have two, things get tougher. If they only have one, we're in a really good spot. When I say if things get tougher, I mean we die. You know, like literally as tough as things can get is us dying. Oh my god, they had nothing. They had actual nothing. Did they click through it? Did they have the negate? They just tapped 2 mana. That's so awkward. We're going to counter this. I want to have Teferi on an empty board. Also, we can't get rid of this with a seal away. Hydra's like the main threat we're scared of at the moment. Cast our Teferi. Draw a card. Another one, if you insist. Untap 2 lands. So we have to cycle this farmland this turn. Could have cycled that farmland there to hit a land drop, I guess. This way we're like at least representing stuff. I guess they're just forced to play out whatever they have though. So we should probably have just cycled the farmland to hit our land drop. Oh jeez. That is very scary. That is very scary. Okay. So I have to minus Teferi on the Hydra to burst one of the bubbles. That's not enough though. Oh my god, we're so great. This deck is the best. This deck is just pure fire. Lol. Yeah, that was kinda dreamy nuclear. That's kind of amazing. We get to ult Teferi soon. I'm so excited to ult Teferi. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be everything we ever dreamed of and more. Next spell they play, we can commit, even if it's a Carnage Tyrant. Want to see a Teferi ult with memory? That sounds kind of amazing. I'm in for doing that next turn. We did that on stream yesterday in the blue-white control mirror. We ulted Teferi and then went like Illumination, Gearhulk Illumination, memory over the course of like 3 turns. Exiled all their blue sources. This is blue-white flash. We have lots of creatures in the deck somewhere, we just haven't drawn them. Right, let's put this back. We did exile every single blue source in that deck. It was wonderful. Alright, so ult Teferi. No! No! You can't do this to us! This is so upsetting. I just wanted to draw 7. Can't I draw 7, opponent? Am I not allowed to draw 7? Oh my god. So upsetting. Right, I'm going to be back in a minute. I need to go get some more water. I am out of water. So close to having so much fun, I know, right? So upsetting. Alright, I am back. Back to cast some more Teferis mainly. Chair stream. Chair stream no more. Oh my gosh. We lost round 1. Likely punted round 1. Maybe mis-sideboarded a bit, but managed to steal that match against Snakes, which was nice. We're on the play here as well. This hand is like not the dream, but I think we keep it. I'm going to play this farmland. We're at risk of flooding, but we also have Merfolk Tricksters in our deck we want to cast, so we want the second blue source in play, I think. Okay, I could play out the Ballista here. I don't think I want it to trade with like a Fatal Push if our opponent has one though. So I'm just going to hold it for a little while. Scrounger. Okay, we have lots of exile effects for this, so it's not the scariest thing in the world. Now I've drawn Wrath, I'm going to play the Ballista this turn. Because, our next few turns are spoken for. If they Fatal Push the Ballista, it means our Wrath doesn't die, which sounds pretty good for us. So we're going to take 3 here. Next time we get Wrath in play, and then we just start casting base layers every turn. Oh geez, that card's pretty good. That's pretty good. We have Wrath. Wrath can block one of the tokens next turn potentially. So I'm just going to pass with Wrath up here. Threaten to block a token. And next turn we have the option of base layer or history at instant speed, hopefully. Right, really hoping this Wrath doesn't die, but it shouldn't. They can't Fatal Push Wrath yet, so we can only Fatal Push Wrath after we blocked, which I think works out pretty well for us because we still kill a knight in the process. Block your knights. There's in combat, so they can Fatal Push our Wrath now. If they don't, we get so much flexibility next turn. We just get to hold up our mana. Yeah, that's a Scrounger. I guess the other option is we could upkeep history to make 2 2/2s. But I think against our opponent's board, I really just want to cast a base layer. Opponent's board is very scary as well. If they have a cast out for our base layer, we're in a lot of trouble. Ooh, we now have options. Interesting. So you can potentially just history plus retort this turn, or save retort. I guess we never actually get to protect base layer properly. We can end of turn base layer and then have retort up to protect her. That kind of works. It's not an established deck, but Andrew Jessup put up a 5-0 with it recently. And I've been enjoying it a lot. This is only our 7th match, but it's been performing pretty well. I guess it's our 8th match. We're 5-2 with it so far. It feels very strong to me. It gives you a lot of options, which is fun as well. Yeah, exactly, Nucleo. It's week 1. There's not much in the way of established decks. I guess you have the ones from the previous format, but some of them aren't even positioned that well anymore. This is the sort of position that's a nightmare for the opponent, right? So we have 5 mana open. We could have counter spells. If they attack with just one creature, we can use a single seal away potentially. If they attack with lots of creatures, we could have settle the wreckage. If they do nothing, we just get to flash in a base layer or who knows, a Teferi or something. From the opponent's perspective, this is a very scary position to be in. With us having a Wrath in play and so much mana open. I might have to chump with the Ballista this turn. I think I'm okay with chumping with the Ballista though, because we have so many powerful cards in hand. It's not like losing the Ballista is that bad. What I could even do is flash in History of Dominaria, then have Ballista go in front of a scrap heap, and this token go in front of the knight, and the Ballista can finish off the knight, and we still get to hold up retort that way. That's an option we have available to us. depending on what we feel like doing. Just like casting a 5/5. First strike flying lifelink is probably good too though, against anything but a removal spell. It's taken a little while. It's still very tempting just to take lots of damage and cast the base layer end step, so you can have counterspell up. I don't know how reasonable that is. And then get to like upkeep our history and immediately get 2 tokens. And just hold up 2 mana. It's like fine. We'd be taking, if they don't crew the heart or crew a heart of a scoundrel, we take 9, which is not the end of the world. I guess the fear is that our opponent then just holds open 4 mana for cast out, which makes casting Lyra and step kind of awk. Alright, opponent's turn. So their knight gets +2/+1. Makes it a bit beefier for this turn. Dauntless Bodyguard, huh. That's not too scary. They get to name the knight, I guess. Interesting. That means they don't have cast out up, so now we can just flash in Lyra. Like very happily. It's indestructible. Yep, gains indestructible. Let's just flash in our base layer. Slayer of Bay. The Shatter Paws. Oh my god. This deck is so great. This is so gas. Flash in my base layer. Any responses? Oh my god. Alright. That was quite something. So like some sort of mono white vehicles deck, I guess. What have been the best decks I've played or played against so far? This is definitely the best one we played. I haven't played against this deck yet. I'd say the best deck I've played against, we played against the Grixis Vehicles deck that looked really impressive. It hasn't been published on the 5.0s though, but I really want to try like building it at some point. It was like Pianalar, Virtuoso, Scrounger, Heart of Kira, Harvester, and then it had Khans and Chandras. So it was like this really like heavy Planeswalker plan in the center of a vehicle shell, which kind of like recalls the old vehicles lists where you had Gideon on the top end. Being able to curve into Khan was really impressive. I've faced lots of mono green pool. Mono green is everywhere online. I'm facing it constantly. Mono green is like so popular online at the moment. I almost want some negates, but I guess I'll see more of that deck before doing that. Sorcerer Spyglass answers the vehicles too. We need to cut 5 cards. We're definitely cutting a Teferi or 2 against the Heart of Kiran's, I think. Yeah, Settle the Wreckage is pretty great against mono green for sure. Loads of people trying out weird tech to try and fight Settle. And so like some of the tech's working fine, some of it isn't as great. We need to cut 3 more cards. I guess I'm on the draw. I can almost cut a land. I've cut like 2 Teferis. My curve's a bit lower. I think I'm going to cut a land on the draw. I kind of like that. Yeah, Settle has shot up in price for sure. It's like so popular at the moment. Shalai is amazing versus Settle, yep. Strong agree. I still need to cut 2 cards. I just have no idea. Commit isn't great. It's not the best. I kind of need it for Gearhulk, I feel like. I could cut 1 copy. Especially if I'm like cutting a land and trying to lower my curve a bit. Could cut 1 copy. We didn't actually see many things to kill with Ballista. I guess they have the Bodyguard though, so I'm going to keep them in. They probably have Toolcraft Exemplar too, which is a fine target to hit. I guess I bought out a Wrath because I'm not sure what else to bought out. And I'm running out of time. This is fine. This is fine. I might have too many answers to vehicles in my deck now, but we'll see. We'll find out more about their deck this game, I'm sure. It's also not impossible that Fumigate's good against their deck if they're playing Banalish Marshal. We didn't see that card, but it's a card that would make sense to be in their deck. I'm gonna intend on cycling this farmland, I think. The way this hand is looking. We've got 2 blue sources anyway. It's not like we need the farmland. Have I seen anyone play the Weatherlight? I've seen it played in an improvised list. It looked like very mediocre, but fine, I guess. But yeah, I have seen it in an improvised list. You suspect that Lyra will end up being a mistake? Yeah, I don't know. I'm unsure on that. I do feel like Lyra is utterly terrifying and kind of oppressive, but it's probably fine. It's probably not like actually a mistake. It's like an interesting card to have in the format. It changes the texture of answers and how your decks line up for versus them. Played against a Mardu Shell with a couple vehicles, History of Benalia and some Khans. Yeah, that sounds really strong. We haven't played against that, but it sounds pretty good to me. I think like History of Benalia is just an incredible Magic card, right? Just super, super strong. I could fragmentize this to stop them getting a token. Feels like I have this Forsake the Worldly for like another vehicle. I'm like almost tempted to do that. I'm actually gonna do that. Feels like a bit of a waste, but kind of just don't want them getting like a whole army of tokens here. We've got plenty of answers to vehicles anyway. It just like slows their early clock by so much. To take that off the table, I think. I'm just gonna let this hit me. Alright, we'll pass the turn here. Commit up for a Planeswalker if they have one. Chupacabra is very good versus Lyra, yeah, that's a good point. Ooh, you think Weatherlight could see playing Vintage? That's not impossible. In like shop stacks. They play anything, right? They played Sky Sovereign. Yeah, white did need a boost for sure. Pass the turnip, oh my god. Oh jeez. I guess I'm doing this. I got a 2/2 to deal with it, but it's so much pressure. I just want to buy myself a bit more time before I have to like cast a Settle or anything. Lyra seems to be pushing Glorybringer out of the format, yeah. Which is probably a good thing. Glorybringer's a bit of a pushed card, right? Hey there, Charlotte. Standarding's going decently. We've been doing pretty well. Thanks for the host, Jack. Appreciate it. We went 3-2 with Snakes and we're 1-1 with this at the moment. I'm still really enjoying this deck. Blech, that's a big critter. I might make this the Trickster turn. Saves myself some life. Ooh, Bodyguard plus Marshal is decent. Any changes yet? Yeah, we've changed a few cards around. We put in 2 tap plans. You recommended the Meandering Rivers, and we added those, and they've been like fine. They've been what we expected them to be, which is just fine. Like obviously they're not amazing, but they do what they have to. And we also added a third Teferi to the main, and I added a Fragmentize to the sideboard because I really like Fragmentize. I just wanted like a cheaper disenchant effect against all these Heart of Kiran decks I'm seeing online. Oh, this is kind of nice. I can remove that Anthem. Huh, that's kind of cool. I can remove that Anthem of my Trickster. With the ETB. SRAM's expertise is back. Makes sense. Oh boy. Please don't have another Marshall. Oh my god. Don't do this, opponent. Don't do this. So rude. Okay. Kind of in a bit of a state here. I could tap something down with the Trickster, but I kind of want to have a shot at if they attack with everything, it's good for me, and if they just attack with these two, I can tap this to get the Bodyguard off the table, which seems fine. You want how many Banalish Marshall, Marshall Sutcliffe will end up playing? Good question. This deck's going to be tough. Opponents. Yeah, we need to bring in the Fumigates, don't we? We didn't realise they were just like quite like this from game one. So we can remove the text from this, and it means we can trade a Trickster with their now 3/2. We kind of need to draw something good here. Martial Law, oh my god. Right, I guess I'm just holding up the Settle. Probably dying. This is a hell of a magic card. Okay. That's pretty good for us. They get lots of lands, but get rid of most of their board, other than their marshals. I guess maybe they have something decent to set their board back up again. Yeah, Dominaria is definitely a lot more powerful than the sets before it, but that's kind of nice, honestly. It's kind of nice that it's a bit more powerful. I've had like a bunch of weak sets recently, I feel like, with Ixalan. And just cast this for 1 and then cast my memory to try and find another Settle. Thing is, I feel like I've almost stabilized. I don't want to give them a whole hand of new cards, but maybe just casting a big Ballista is good enough here. I'm just going to cast a big Ballista and pass the turn, rather than cast memory. You play pirates and do the whole voice. Oh my god. Ixalan was like fun. Or at least the flavour was fun. I actually enjoyed Rivals of Ixalan Limited. I thought Rivals Limited was quite good. Even though lots of people have iffy opinions on it. Obviously Triple Ixalan was fairly poor. So it's pretty strong. So I'm going to block a 2/2 on this and then ping it 3 times, and I still get to keep my Ballista around, and I get a Marshal off the table, which seems really important to me. Yeah, we're going to just block the Trickster here, let this all happen. You found Rivals Limited boring? It wasn't like the most exciting set in the world. I don't know, I still enjoyed it. It kept my attention for like most of the set's runtime. which Ixalan definitely didn't do. Ixalan got boring very quickly. We're excited to return to Ravnica. I really hope we do return to Ravnica. That sounds so wonderful to me. This is a good draw. This eats a 2-2. Oh, they have a Chef at Dunes though. Jeez. Still. I guess I can kill the Marshal with my Ballista. And then they hit me for 6. Yeah. Pirates and dinosaurs are very legit. Accurate statement. Yeah, I was wondering about that Grimace. Like, it's about time we go back to Pharos 2. I really enjoyed the flavour of Pharos. Ooh, they can get rid of our memory now. If they want to. They can also counter the activation of a Gearhulk. So honestly, the 5-6 from a Gearhulk is probably good enough. They can also just keep activating Chef at Dunes by sacking this too, I guess. So they get like 2 Chef at Dunes activations this way. Yeah, I really enjoyed Pharos. I know it wasn't everyone's thing, but I thought it was a lot of fun. Right, I'm going to pump this twice, kill the Marshal. Let me take 4, which is fine. Because Wrath can start blocking those things. We kind of have to draw something good next turn. But, I think we do just want to kill the Marshal here. Since that's their best card by a lot. Makes the servos a bit less scary. Now they've sacked the Chef at Dunes. They can't activate it again next turn. It's felt pretty great so far, like. This deck has felt very strong to me. Mono Red really struggles against Lyra. Like, Mono Red's still a fine deck, but you need a plan for Lyra. I don't know what that plan looks like. It could just be Fight with Fires. Fight with Fire's decent against Lyra. But you do need a plan for Lyra, otherwise, you know, you will die to her a lot. Yeah, it still has some busted cards. It's still, like, a perfectly fine deck. For sure. Okay, block here. I'm tempted to just settle, honestly. I know I eat a servo, but taking 2 damage is kind of scary. And then next turn I can memory. And try and find a base layer angel. I'm a bit scared of giving them 7 new cards. This is going to be really hard for them to attack through this Wrath when we have a settle in hand. Maybe I just shouldn't. I can just hope to draw out of this. It's almost like there should be a card that hoses lifelink. Good thing to wonder about there, Charlotte. I don't know what that card could possibly look like. Yeah, active treason effects work, for sure. I also just really like the idea of Fight with Fire. Just 3 mana deal 5 seems fine to me. Ooh, that's such a good draw. Oh, I guess I meant to flash this in with Wrath, right? Rather than... I could even have flashed it in my draw step. I should have a draw step stop when I have Wrath in play. I could have got 2 tokens out of this. That's so loose. That's like the actual loosest. Oh my god. I should have a draw step Wrath stop apparently whenever I have Wrath in play because of History of Dominaria. Because then you immediately get 2 tokens. I think I start attacking here. My 2-2 blocks this. If they really want to use a Chef at Dunes to trade this with the Knight, I think that's good for me. I could memory now. I think I'm ahead on board though. I'm ahead on board, I've got to settle. Like, memorying just seems unnecessary. Yeah, I think memory's about, like, a much worse idea now than it was earlier, because we're so far ahead. I only have 1 black source. I'm going to be killing them pretty fast. It's kind of sad, we're getting punished for not draw stepping this card. Because now we're attacking for 2 less against the Bloodfast, which is pretty sad. We're putting on a decent clock. This is going to be 8 damage next turn. We want to keep playing out our lands just in case we do memory at any point. Yeah, they do have Scrounger in their deck, they just don't have one in play at the moment. You can memory off if they draw from Bloodfast next turn. Yeah, it's an option. For sure, now they have 2 sources. But they're going to take so much damage here, it might just really nullify the Bloodfast. Ooh, Flop to Arrest is pretty great. We're attacking for 6 less. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good point, Charlotte. Yeah, the being a sorcery is a downside for sure. Still seems decent to me though. They're considering Chef at Dunes to try and trade off here. That seems awkward. I think they just want to chump. Buy some time. Get in more Bloodfast activations. We need a good draw here, I think. That qualifies. That definitely qualifies. Oh wow, they're just taking 7. That's so good for us. Not chumping that costs them 2 cards of the Bloodfast. And now they're down to 1. They can start like activating this to gain life, but I don't know, seems rough for them. No! I guess I have to do this, right? Otherwise a removal spell kills me. And they still need something good here. Qualifies. That qualifies. I might have to cast Memory next turn. Might have to cast Memory next turn. If they have a way to interact with Wrath. They don't seem to have one yet though. You can have the Toolcraft Exemplar. Sure. Oh my god, Charlotte. That's the best response to this conversation. You should fight everything with fire. Jaya always knows best, right? Jaya always knows best. Didn't even board enough Fumigates against Mono White. And we're still like, probably gonna win. Yeah. 2 and 1. 2 and 1. Deck is gas. Explosions ripped through the ship overhead, and those unfortunate have to be directly below scramble to find cover. Oh, and then there's the actual flavor text, yes. Alright. On to the next one. 2 and 1. The 4-1 Dream is alive. We would definitely like to go on the play. We would love to go on the play. We'd love to go on the play. We'd also love to keep this hand. Like, jeez. This hand is quite gross. We've got like the turn 2 Trickster into History. We can either pressure them with Wrath or settle them depending on how much pressure they apply on turn 4. We're going to have a lot of damage pushing across. If they ever try and race, they're just going to lose to our settle. It's a shame actual Jaya doesn't fight things with fire. She fights things with adding conditional mana and rummaging. That is the most amazing comment ever, Milkman. Oh my word. Conditional mana and rummaging is not the way to fight fire. Opponent, please. Just want to play some Magic. Just want to play some Magic. Where are you, opponent? Delay? Yeah, rip opponent apparently. Poor opponent. Oh my god, Paul. 1 minute loading up stream. His username means thank you for so much, yeah. I assume that's what you meant. Because, like, the gracias, I didn't know what the por tanto meant, but... How legit is this deck? It's felt really strong to me. We're only like 8 matches in. We've gone like 6-2, which is like fine. But it's felt really good. It's felt like it gives you a lot of versatility, and you're able to like play multiple different roles depending on what's best suited to matchups, which is really nice. You aren't like locked in. It's not like a control deck. Like blue-white control, you're just locked into always being the control. Whereas this can like tempo people out, or it can take a very controlling role depending on what's best suited to the situation at hand, which is really enjoyable. We do need to draw a white source for this history, I guess. I didn't really consider that. But hey, we'll find one. We haven't seen many Scarab Gods Sackney. We've seen like a couple here and there, but lots of people seem to be playing Teferi instead of Scarab God. And Teferi lines up really well against Scarab God as well. Oh geez, we are 100% casting this Trickster. Getting some damage against the Bloodfast. Plains. It's not a Plains. If we hit a Plains there, we'd have so much pressure going. We might struggle to race this Bloodfast if we don't hit a Plains soon though. How long until the 4th Lyra happens? I could see that being in like the board for matchups where Teferi isn't as great. Lyra is definitely an amazing card, for sure. Land. Yes. Good. Good deck. Yeah, the deck is very colour hungry. This is why we added the 2 Meandering Rivers to the deck, is just to help with the fact it's so colour hungry. I'm going to cast History this turn. Just want to get as many bodies on board as possible to pressure my opponent when they have this Bloodfast and this Siphoner. If we draw a land, we can even go Seal plus History next turn, which sounds kind of great. Yeah, Wrath is really good. Oh, we drew a Plains. We're so good at this. So good at this. And now I'll get to cast both of these. If they have a Sweeper, we're really sad. But if they don't have a Sweeper, they're just going to die to our army of 2/2s. I'm going to cast... Ooh, they're activating this. Oh no, they're killing this. Wow, this is fine. We've got plenty of them where those came from. Okay, let's cast this. Then we'll seal away the Siphoner before they can draw a card off it. We kind of have to hope to just fade Scarab God. Unlike most, like sometimes we're able to deal Scarab God, but this game not so much. Shit. Easy life. Easy life. What's it like? What is it like? For those wondering, that's how you win tournaments. That turn right there. Best advice I can give on how to win tournaments is that turn right there. Never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. Still might just die to their Scarab God, worth noting. Because they're going to have Scarab God plus the flip side of this active, but we're giving it our best here. Giving it our best shot. History isn't, like, absurd, for sure. Better both lucky and good. I would prefer that. Not gonna lie. Comes the Scarabian God. Okay. We get to cast our Wrath now. And fly in over and force them to sack the god. So now they just start treading water every turn by sacking god to temple. Yep. Oh my god. I'm so happy. Ripped the commit. Right at the exact perfect moment. We want this stuff. We might want Sorcerer's Spyglass. It's probably fine. We might want these Forsakes. Settles are complete garbage. Stop making me want to buy into Standard. Standard's pretty fun right now, not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna take out these Sealaways. I'm a bit worried about Siphoner. About Trickster kills Siphoner. Spyglass for God, it also hits Ascanter as well. Did I tell my opponent Gracias por tanto? I did not. I did not tell them that. I'm a bit worried about Siphoner, but we've still got like ballistas that deal with them quite nicely. And we've got Teferi's and commits to answer Scarab God. So I think we can get away with boarding out all the Sealaways. I think we can get away with that. I wouldn't mind the Forsake the Worldlies, but I think the setup is fine. Hand is Orc, but I'm gonna keep. Yeah, I could see keeping one seal away. I can see that being fine. I'm gonna cast a Siphoner, we're gonna lose the game. Yeah, I mean, if we don't draw lands, it doesn't really matter what they have, right? Okay. Yes, we're just naming the Scarab God. Yes, we're just naming the Scarab God. Colossopede is pretty scary too, but you know. The Scarab God. Use the Spyglass to name Siphoner. Ah, you see the lines. You do see the lines. Yep, yep, yep. This is how you lose tournaments. This right here is how you lose tournaments. We don't need to draw spells. Deck's pretty good at using its mana every turn if you hit your land drops. Casting mana on a Glimmer instead of a creature doesn't sound very exciting to me. I guess I Jace's defeat this and hope they don't have another land drop. I don't know. Kind of just have to use my mana right and hope to hit lands. Yeah. If this plane's made blue mana, we could try to ambush the Siphoner with the Trickster. You're glad this doesn't happen to you. 26 lands and struggling to get to 3. Yeah, that's not ideal. Okay, that's a bloodfast. Hey, land. I don't know if we can actually win this game. It might be too little too late. Probably too little too late. But hey, we'll try our hardest. Have I tried? I have not tested Unwind. Unwind is a card I want to test. I think Unwind seems really interesting to me. I think it could be good enough. I have seen lists with Unwinds in them. I certainly think it's like a card that could be playable in the deck. Plays pretty nicely with the Flash plan. Yeah, it does seem very fitting for the deck. I agree. Yeah. As I said, sometimes Colossopede is good enough. Sometimes Colossopede is good enough. If we had quad blue, we could go Trickster with Retort up. Yes, I'm just going to pass the turn though. I can like Trickster to trade with the Glint Sleeve Siphoner here. Yeah, that's my fear, Milkman. That's the fear I have about Unwind for sure. Or like casting a threat and protecting it with your negate and stuff like that. I have a negate, so if I cast this, I just negate it. So yes, I just let this resolve. And the Trickster makes it really hard for them to have like good attacks here, potentially. Of course it doesn't violate Day of Science or Other Autumn. Talking in chat is clearly the best thing you could be doing. Yeah, I agree. Like, I could see Unwind being good in this deck. For sure. I could definitely see that being the case. The Ether Hub means I get to draw a card off the Siphoner. Gross. I wish I had another blue source, then I could tap down Scarab God with the Trickster and get in an attack with these Knights to pressure them when they have this Bloodfast in play. Yeah, Unwind is the baby rewind. Other Autumn. I guess I still kind of want to do that, right? Tap this down and I get to swing for like 11 and they trade this with this and take 7. The other option is I just pass with the option to flash and Lyra, depending on what they do. I guess I'm just going to pass the turn. It's kind of sad not to get value out of the final trigger on history. I'm just going to attack for free and pass the turn here. We're still holding up a bunch of stuff, making things awkward for my opponent. Obviously we're quite far behind because we were bricking on lands, but we're definitely capable of getting back into this. Oh, I would love Rewind. I love Rewind so much. I wish that card was in Standard. Right, opponent has a full hand of cards. Kind of have to hope they're flooding at least a bit. We know they have a negate and a contempt in their hand. They attack with the Scarabian God. Guess I'm just gonna take this. I'm going to flash in Lyra, and they're going to contempt Lyra, but that means we get to attack with our Wrath, so it's not the end of the world. Irrigated farmland. That lets us cast our Gearhulk. I almost called it a Jace for some reason. Lets us cast our Gearhulk. Get to attack for free here. Okay. Kinda like slowly applying a bit of pressure. I kinda wish that was like any of these was another untapped blue source. So we could go Trickster plus Counterspell. But I don't know. If they're flooding a bit, we stand a decent chance. Duress me. Guess we just let this resolve. They take the Counterspell. But we still have all our critters up. I think beginning of combat I'm going to tap their Scarab God. Just to buy myself a bunch of life here. It means we might not get to an attack with a Wrath because then they can kill this one. But seems fine. Just buying 5 life seems really good in this scenario. I guess they get to Champion of Wits this turn, huh? They get to flashback Champion of Wits. Okay. Sure. We get to hit them to 6 with our Wrath. I guess I'm casting the Trickster this turn, since I want to have Gearhulk up next turn. They discarded these 2 cards, which means they probably don't have many lands in hand, which is kind of scary. Yeah, disallow would have been really good for sure. Alright, I think we're probably losing this game, but I can keep on for like a little while longer. I assume we're probably losing it since he discarded 2 decent cards last turn. That's fair, Chaos. We have had plenty of games where only costing 2 mana has actually ended up mattering. Hasn't really happened much this league though. Oh, they got to ping us with the Champion of Wits because of the Scarab God. That's adorable. I think it's close, Chaos. We've had plenty of games where you get to like start casting stuff whilst holding Counterspell up, and it's been really good. Yeah, they get to attack here. No, they don't choose to attack, huh? I'm not going to cast my Gearhulk yet. I'm just going to hold it up, I think. Swing with my Wrath, put them to free. Then they get to start sacking Scarab God to gain life, and things get kinda tricky. We have a negate in hand for our Wizard's Retort. Yeah, the not attacking is surprising, for sure. I guess I cast this. And they're just going to negate it, but it means we get to like force them to use their negate at least. Which is something. Yeah, they probably have something to deal with the Gearhulk, but... yeah... Alright, I'm willing to believe we don't ever win this game. We're so far behind. And pretty soon they get to flip this and start sacking Scarab God to gain 5 life every turn, which I don't think we can ever race either. I just don't think we could actually win this game. I'm going to move on to the next one, Life Equity. We missed on our 3rd land drop for way too long that game. Yeah, you can't stop the looting trigger, but you can change Champion of Wits power, that's correct, Chaos. Maybe we do want Forsakes. Like, I'm not completely terrified of the stupid Bloodfast card, but it's certainly annoying. I could see taking out a couple Tricksters for Forsakes, maybe. Especially, like, they have Champion of Wits and Gonti, which this card's really awkward against. Obviously, the early pressure is kind of nice against them. I think we want some to make our Wizard counterspell cheaper too. But I don't think we want all of them, necessarily. I think just a couple seems good. We could have a Fragmentize over one of the Forsakes, maybe. Just because it's more efficient. And, like, this one can be cycled. I think the efficiency could matter for, like, getting early tempo. Right, we go first. I'm gonna keep this. Obviously has slight awkwardness in that we don't do anything until quite late on. But we can, like, counter their first few things. Hopefully lead into a Teferi. It's kind of hard to mulligan in this sort of matchup. Trickster's a great draw. Means we actually have some early pressure. Makes these retorts potentially cheaper. Depending on, like, what else we draw that we want to cast. Mainly it just applies some pressure, which is really nice. When, like, we might be staring at each other for a while here. Yeah, they get to counter that, that's fine. Just gonna... I want to have counterspell up here is the thing. So I guess I play this, and then I can play Farmland next turn. Siphoner, I'm gonna counter that. So that is a good card. Alright, got Teferi next turn. %100 countering that too. I guess we've got Teferi. We can, like, put it back in their deck, but I think I just want to do this. And then I can just Teferi plus anyway. We just have to hope they don't have an answer. If they don't have the 4th mana to answer Teferi this turn, we're in, like, an amazing spot. Even if they do have, like, Contempt on our Teferi, then we still have initiative and we're up a card in that deal. Which sounds fine to me. They do not have Contempt. Gas. Now Teferi takes over the game, as Teferi is wont to do. I'm going to cast this main phase, I think, because then I get to untap 2 mana for commit. If they counter this, it's fine, with, like, drawing loads of cards. We're fine 1-for-1ing here. We get to untap 2 lands and have commit up to protect Teferi from Vraska's Contempt. Nice, another counterspell. This game's kind of over. Kind of over. Don't know if I cast a Ballista on one. Maybe I do. Could just cast Ballista on 2. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast Ballista on 2, get a threat on board, and then I get to keep holding up a counterspell in their turn. We have, like, dominating mana advantage, 2 counterspells in hand. Opponent just bricked on their 4th land for way too long. Put another counter on this. Swing with our 3/3, untap 2 lands. Have retort up. I would like to counter your commit. And then next turn we have Teferi ult into memory and we exile all their lands. Oh, Magic's so easy. Sometimes. Sometimes your opponent misses their 4th land drop for, like, 3 turns, and Magic's easy. Alright, this deck is fire. That's kind of a win, Paul. Yeah. The 3-2... No, the 4-1 dream. The 4-1 dream, Nucleo. Believe in us. Maybe it's the 3-2 dream. I'd like to keep 4-1 with this deck, though. That sounds amazing to me. If to all those watching the stream today, I'm sure there are many new viewers. If you're enjoying the stream, please consider giving it a follow. I stream 3 days a week. I'm trying to do like Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and see how that works. Playing lots of standard, lots of draft. And yeah, so consider giving the stream a follow if you're enjoying it. Yeah, this deck is awesome, Jobber. It has been very sweet. Okay, I keep calling you Paul because you're Apology, so I just assume that you're Paul. Awesome, you're Andrew. Also, I cannot promise that I will keep up with everyone's first names, but clearly poor judgment. Nucleo is great. Yeah, for sure. Teferi has been so cool. I'm really happy with Teferi's introduction into the format. Right, nothing scary this turn, please. That doesn't qualify as scary. Now we just get to hold up counter spells forever and ever. We could play this turn. I think I'm just going to pass the turn with counter spell up though. I'm kind of scared of Khan. Then we can sneak in a Wrath soon. Ah, that makes sense, Andrew. Andrew Paulogy was taken. Have there been any decks trying to view? I've not seen a... I've only seen Mox Amber once. I think we played like about 30 matches. I guess like 25 matches of Standard so far. The only time I've seen Mox Amber was in a mono blue paradoxical outcome deck. Like, the rest of the time I've just not seen it at all. It's just not running around Standard very much. This is scary. Are they going to cast the Demon? I think they're going to cast the Demon this turn. It's like 7 mana, right? Would make sense. Hey, look at me knowing Standard. Okay, so if I pass just 4 mana up this turn, I get to Wrath end of turn potentially. I think I'm going to play the Farmland though, because we're probably going to have to cast our counter spell. I'd be very surprised if we don't end up casting this retort this turn, so. Yeah, I haven't seen it at all so far. It could be fine, but not many people seem to be using that card at the moment. Mox Amber is so fair. It is the fairest Mox. The fairest Mox of them all. Oh, stop casting scary cards. Stop casting cards we can't beat. Alright. Get to pass with Wrath up now. Probably going to have to retort, sadly, but if we're on the play of this game, we've been in an amazing position as it is. I think we're in like a good position, but it could easily go untoward. Luckily these what is it? Improvised decks can be pretty threat light sometimes, which is working in our favor. Oh, this means they have another demon. So yes, we're just taking 1 as a result, so that we can keep holding up retort. Ooh, they don't have a demon. What do they have? Oh, they have 2 copies of Metallic Rebuke, huh? They have 2 copies of Metallic Rebuke. I guess I need to get the Rebukes out of their hand, right? I need to get the Rebukes out of their hand, so I should just cast my Wrath. If it trades with a Rebuke, that's fine. The Antiquities War? Yeah, the Antiquities War seems kind of sweet. like that inclusion in opponent's deck, just makes them more threat dense. And like the big problem this sort of deck has always struggled with is not being very threat dense. I'm gonna cast my History of Dominaria. I'm a bit scared of them rebuking my retort, because I think they probably have another rebuke in hand. Huh. This is interesting. They're doing this to tap us out, right? So we can't counter their big threat. So we just have to let this resolve. I think that's the case. I think we just have to let this resolve, because they're trying to tap us out so we can't counter their thing. That was surprising. Now they have like an Antiquities War or a Khan in hand that they really want to slam, but they can't because we have this counter spell up. Yeah, I'd like to try Antiquities War and Affinity. I think that seems really good to me. People used to play like Tezzeret and Affinity, and Antiquities War is just way easier for them to cast. Wait, what? I think we probably let this resolve. We have a seal away for it. If this was their thing they were trying to protect with the rebuke, I feel really silly for not just paying mana for the history. I'll say that much. So tough. I guess I have to wait one more turn for like another mana before I cast my Lyra. I'm just really scared. Like the way they cast that rebuke, how aggressively they cast it, just makes me think they have a 4-drop they really want to stick. And I'm assuming it was not this Walking Ballista, because the Walking Ballista is not very scary. We're just going to seal this away. It's potentially awkward if they have another rebuke in hand that we're tapping ourselves out at this point, but yeah, I think opponent has Khan. I think I agree, Jobber. Or another one of these, which again we just have to counter to not die. Now we get to stick our Lyra, which is really good. Right, if opponent has Khan, we're in trouble. They're going to get to make a big artifact token. Another Antiquities War, okay. This deck's looking pretty resilient compared to the old versions. Much more threat dense. We get to hit with our Lyra, but this is gonna be quite a problem. Yep, found another artifact. So these are all going to be 5/5s next turn. We need to draw a Settle the Wreckage immediately. Yeah, 3 Antiquities Wars is terrifying. A Khan we could have actually maybe dealt with. The Antiquities Wars are being brutal though. Alright, take 2 down to 14. Really, really need a Settle the Wreckage next turn. Hercule's Recall, that would also work. Not quite legal, but it would work quite well. Also a Teferi. A Teferi buys us time, right? Teferi bounces this. Or Commit, yeah, Milkman. Commit also works. Commit we can almost cast Memory, which is kind of funny. So we have like, what, 8 live draws maybe? Or I guess it's 6 live draws. That is not one of them. I guess we see if opponent attacks into like a potential Settle the Wreckage here, but they're probably going to. Yeah, those are some 5/5s. So we can block 2 of them. Then they have 27. We're on 19. They are 5/5s until end of turn. Yep. Block 2 of them, we up to 19, and then we die. Yep, yep. Yeah, the Ballista can shoot the Knight. They decided not to, but... Alright, we have a Fragmentize and 2 Forsakes that seem awesome. The Sorcerer's Spyglass might be fine. They have Khan in their deck. They don't have many things for us to hit though. They might have Tezzeret, I guess. Negates seem amazing. So these all seem great. Jace's Defeat's also good. Because it hits Antiquities War and Tez. It could be good. Maybe it's not quite good enough. But it seems close. Yeah, I agree. Settle probably better than Seal. We have to be able to answer the Demon. But we have loads of counterspells for that. And we have Teferi and Commit for that. So I think I agree with cutting some of these. Just so we can answer that half of Antiquities War. I'm kind of tempted just to get rid of all the Tricksters. I feel like... I guess they're pretty good in It's the 1/1s, but... I feel like we just want to play up the curve a bit. Move up the curve a bit. I don't know about these Jace's Defeats. I feel like we can probably cut all the Sealways. It's only good versus the Herald of Anguish, but we have other ways to interact with that. We have like counter spells and stuff for that. I could do something like this. And just have the one Jace's Defeat. I worry if we have both, they might end up going dead eventually, but seems kind of fine. We'll go first. Sounds real close. We only have the 2 lands. We need to hit running lands for a while is the problem. We've got to Forsake for one of their threats. Yeah, that makes sense. It can't attack into Settle, right? So they're just never going to attack with it. Unless we keep Tricksters in, we just can't get the Herald tapped. Yeah, I think this is a mole, but we're pretty sad about it. Alright, if we hit the second white source, this hand is really solid. That's not the second white source. Just need the second white source, and this hand is really, really solid. Got a bunch of pressure, got a counterspell. Plains. Hey, I'll take it. I will take the Irrigated Farmland. Get land history, and then hold up Wrath or Negate. Both of which are very solid. I'm just going to give us some decent early pressure to back up with our counterspell. Alright, to attack with our 2/2. Pass with both Wrath and Negate open, depending on what opponent does. Next turn we get to attack for a minimum of 8. Yeah, these Knight tokens are gorgeous shop. Really like them. Yeah, Deck has given us gas, we just need lands, and then we're in a great position. And that spell does not matter in the slightest. They're kind of in an awkward position on mana, I guess. We get to cast Wrath end of turn, which is nice. It's probably getting rebuked, but if it gets rebuked, that means our negate isn't getting rebuked, so it's kind of fine. They probably have to rebuke this. Yeah, everyone agrees. Awkward land. Well, you have to dodge Herald of Anguish for a turn. Other cycling spells? I'm not sure. I feel like with 26 lands we should generally be fine with mana. We've definitely had a few awkward games though. I've been very happy with 26 lands for the most part. Getting to run 26 lands in your deck is just a really nice place to be, I think. Please don't have the rebuke. Awesome, no rebuke. We get to keep playing Magic. They get to trade their servos for a night, but that's fine. So we get to pass with Gearhulk up. Still getting 2 damage. The Meandering Rivers have been great. I've been really happy with them. We just need, like, the mana requirements and the colour requirements on this deck are really intense for a 2-colour deck. So you just really need the extra colour sources. Yeah, I loved 27 lands in Grixis Energy. It feels so wonderful. That's kind of gross. I think I'm just casting my 5/6 here. So I can attack them with my 5/6 and they have to start chumping it. I think that seems good to me. Go 5/6 flash. It does not run Hub and Glimmer. We kind of want to be using our mana every turn, I feel like, in this deck, so... I wouldn't mind trying out a version with Glimmer, but this version is like a bit more proactive than a Glimmer version would be. Get to hit them for 5. They probably have to chump with a servo here. If I attack with both of these, they eat one with the Ballista. But then, like, potentially getting in 2 damage matters, right? Because it makes the Angel lethal. So I think I want to attack with the Knights. We lose 1 in combat, but I think that's fine. Because it makes the Angel lethal on her own. That's reasonable, John. I just feel like most games where you hit your mana, the deck is so powerful that it can overpower a lot of things. And you just need to hit your colours, is my concern with Field. Like, I don't hate playing Field, but I've been pretty happy not playing it myself. Yeah, for sure shot. Getting some artifacts out of play is good for us. Please don't answer my Lyra. I'm not currently answering my Lyra. Oh, do they have the Demon to chump block with for a turn? Demon chump blocks. Oh, is this battle at the bridge? That'd be gross. Yeah. They have 0 cards in hand now. Low, but they get to start pumping up Ballista a lot, which is scary. You get to start pumping up Ballista like twice per turn if they hit their land drop. So they're in a point where even lands are decent draws for them. So I think we're actually in a lot of trouble now. Yeah, now they get to pump Ballista twice, which means they can trade their servos with my Gearhulk. Need a good draw. It's kind of good. Almost need them to draw a spell that we can negate with it now. It's like a pretty good draw, I'm not going to complain, you know? Not going to complain. Oh, they're just chumping the Gearhulk rather than trying to take it down, okay. means we keep getting in for attacks with it. I hope they search up an artifact we can negate here. That'd be amazing. No, they're just going to put counters on the ballista. Cool. So they can kill the Gearhawk here if they want. They chose not to. Right, cast something I can negate, please. Nope. I don't know if I'm casting... I guess my Gearhawks can't actually attack anymore, so there's no point in casting it. It's like fine. It gets the ballista out of the way for a little while. They get to kill my Gearhawk with their ballista, but then I get to attack with the knight. So I guess I cast Teferi. I feel really sad now for not casting out the Gearhawk, which is, you know, awkward. They can actually sack these at some point to make 1/1s, which is a thing too. I'm going to -3 on this. Obviously, we are really sad we did not cast Gearhawk last turn now. But it's fine. So they put a counter on, they can kill Teferi and Gearhawk. But it means they don't get to redraw the ballista. I guess they can Inventor's Fair for a ballista, which is kind of brutal. Yeah, they can kill Teferi and the Gearhawk. It is awkward, for sure. I wish we had an actual counter spell for this Gearhawk rather than the negate, so we could counter the ballista they're finding next turn, on the turn after. Obviously if our Gearhawk was in play, we'd get to attack for 7 here, which would be great. Pretty soon they're going to be able to sack these and get chump blockers out of the deal. And like tread water. Oh, is this a fucking demon? No. Oh my god. That's so strong. Guess I'm discarding this embarrassing Settle the Wreckage, huh? Just like getting mono punished for not casting the Gearhawk. Are we sure they play Khan? I mean, I assumed they would. Because, like, Khan makes a lot of sense in their deck. And their deck always struggled with being really threat light in its old version. So with, like, Antiquities War and Khan, you get to be much more threat dense. Whatever I keep in hand, I'm discarding next turn. I don't know how I beat this. I just don't think I beat this. I think I'm actually just dead. I have to hope they attack with the Herald, I guess, into my Settle. Oh, that makes sense, Wind. I guess it's like 5-0'd recently, or something. I need to try their deck out. It seems surprisingly resilient compared to the old versions. Yeah, now they have a massive ballista. Yeah, okay, I'm dead. I can't win from this position. There's no point continuing to play here. I'm going to have to discard one of these cards. I'll get a 5-6 in play, but they can just kill it with the Herald. We're just too far behind to win against the ballista in their hand. Jeez. That deck was impressive. I need to try that out next week at some point. That, the new version of that artifact deck looks so much stronger than the old version. No. The pity treasure chest let us down. Oh well, we got a clean 3-2. The list still feels really good. Obviously there's still a lot of new standard to explore though. We need to try out... I want to try out some vehicles decks next week. I also want to try out something like the improvised deck we just played against, because it seemed really potent. But for the time being, I've been really happy with this flash deck. Like, happily register this at a GP or something. It's been really enjoyable too. Open chests. I opened the chest I won. I'm not opening anymore. Alright, this was sweet.